Well, the Obamas are back here in Chicago ahead of the opening of the Obama Presidential Center later this week. And over the weekend, the former president was really in his element in one of his favorite places. Video shared by the center shows President Obama shooting some hoops on the new facilities court, chatting with guests and reflecting on his days on the campaign trail. And if you are heading to Jackson Park this week, plan for some extra time. Several streets around the Obama Presidential Center are closed ahead of Thursday's opening ceremony. You can see them right there on your screen. Midway Plaisance from Dorchester to Stony Island, portions of Blackstone Avenue, Cornell Drive, and on Stony Island and 59th Street. Drivers encouraged to find alternate routes as preparations continue for that big opening celebration. And those street closures are unfortunately also causing some issues for people who live nearby.
Yeah, not too many alternate routes when you got to go through there. Christian Farr is live in Woodlawn with just some of those frustrations. Christian, I'm sure an exciting time for those neighbors, but we see all that orange behind you.
Well, good afternoon, Kate and Alex. We're at 63rd and Stony Island, where there's a barricade put up at 63rd, which means people have to find an alternative way to get home or actually get to work. And one resident we spoke with was trying to get his father to the hospital, but those barricades caused some delays.
It took me 35, 40 minutes to try to figure out how to get in my own complex. No one was there to navigate me at all.
Science DeAndre lives near 60th and Stony Island, not far from the Presidential Center. But DeAndre says this morning's street closures made it difficult for him and others to either get to work or, in his case, get his father to the hospital so he could receive hospice care.
It was frustrating, and other people were frustrated because I'm sure they were late for work. You know, I don't want to have to deal with stresses when I have to bury my father in about another 3-4 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of elderly people living in this complex over here that has to be picked up in the morning times.
Some of this morning's barricades were put up by a private company called Meridian. We reached out to Chicago's Department of Transportation, the mayor's office, and OAMC about DeAndre's concerns, and were directed to the press office of the Obama Presidential Center for comment. Meridian told us that their barricades are easier to adjust than those used in the past.
What makes them unique is they're deployable by one person, so you don't have to use any heavy machinery, no forklifts, and if you got to move them to a different location or allow for emergency access vehicles, you can get them right out of the way with just one person.
As a result of these recent closures, DeAndre is now using a scooter instead of his car to move about. And he just hopes that the city or center officials can put up signage to help him and his neighbors get around.
If they don't care about us, then we're going to end up taking a stand, and it's going to be harder for them. And they can't get mad at us because we live here. So why don't they figure out a solution before that happens?
Now, minutes ago, we just heard back from the Obama Presidential Center officials, and they say they distributed street closure info throughout the neighborhood on flyers, door hangers, and electronic message boards. They also held 2 public meetings about those closures. Now, tomorrow, a rally will be held by a Southside coalition that fought for an ordinance to protect those who live near the center here in Woodlawn. They will be focused on displacement, but traffic could also be part of that subject. The Obama Center says they will continue to work with the neighborhood to help them navigate this opening. Reporting live here in Woodlawn, Christian Farr, NBC 5 News. Kate and Alex, back to you in the studio.